Today I'm going to talk about unconscious patterns that are running from the subconscious. What happens basically with our nervous system is when things happen that we don't like, we close down and we set up a pattern in our brains so when something similar happens in the future that we have an automatic reaction to deal with it. So our brain wants to be able to quickly deal with stuff. The problem is with this part of the brain is if it has a hard time telling the difference between things because it's so quick. So after a while we basically become run by this part of our brain where most of our actions and everything are run by the subconscious. So you're on a date with somebody and they order chicken and they have a glass of red wine and then they break up with you a few minutes later. A few years later you're out at dinner with somebody and they order chicken and you're getting triggered subconsciously and you're getting upset and you have no idea. And if they order a glass of wine, then you're going crazy and the fight starts. And then you might notice this with people. You say stuff and they get triggered or things happen and they're just triggered. Well, it's actually happening subconsciously. So the idea with meditation is to start sitting and watching your thoughts and feelings and everything and opening a bit so that some of these patterns can be started to watch. So when you're watching your mind or feeling the feelings in your body as you sit, these subconscious patterns are actually bubbling up to be seen. So that's taking a bit of your power back in your life when you can make things that are subconscious, things that are just reactions. You can start watching yourself and become aware of that. And that's a good thing to have meditation extend, not just in the meditation you do for 20 minutes, but start watching everything you do in your life and asking yourself, why am I doing that? Is that the ultimate way I could do things? Is there some way I could do that differently next time? And not in a way that you're judging yourself, because the journey takes a long time and you could drive yourself crazy nitpicking everything you do. But if you want these subconscious patterns to be seen, you need to at some point take all your awareness from being so external back to yourself, and then you're sort of, as your system will naturally, without you having to think about it, start sifting through the patterns and you'll become aware. And eventually you'll notice that you're able to just kind of let go of some of the patterns, which then puts you in a position that you can be reprogrammed with hopefully more positive programs. So today it's just about contemplating about how we get triggered in life situations, set up programs in us that mainly mean most of us are just running a subconscious life, which means it's happening and we're wondering why we seem like victims to a lot of circumstances. Some people say that meditation gives you the ability to predict things, so it's like you're walking through the forest and you start to notice the cry of the animal off in the distance rather than his breath in your face. So if you look at that analogy, is life keep always hitting you with things and you're just reacting? That's like the breath of the animal in your face and you get eaten, or you're fighting with them rather than you took time to relax and then you become predictive and then you were able to change your course so that you didn't actually run into the animal. And that's what it's like in your life. You want to eventually, after a while, predict dramas and stay away from them. Otherwise, you're always just going to be in trigger mode. So think about that for today, about how to bring your subconscious patterns up to your consciousness. It's not a complicated thing. It's easier said than done, but it's about sitting and watching your thoughts, feeling your sensations, and watching yourself in your daily life without a judgmental mind. As I said, easier said than done.